Are you afraid of the dark? A spiritual message. Okay. Are you afraid of the dark? Before I hit record on this, I was thinking about symbolic language and darkness and how people associate dark with evil. And, that's a limited mind frame about it. You know what I mean? You put a limit on what darkness actually is in terms of it being mystery, something hidden, something arcane, something secret or sacred. And there's really nothing evil about that. Where it gets misconstrued with people, or where you stick to that one meaning, is because of all of the other kinds of symbolic language that float around with darkness. Just think skin color. If darkness is evil, then black and brown must be evil, right? This is symbolic language. So there's people who have this subconsciously in their mind, because the subconscious, communicates symbolically. So with a symbolic perspective of the adjectives of darkness and evil and stuff relating to color, black is evil, brown is evil. Why people want to stay away from the dark side of things? Because they think it's evil. But it's like money. Like when they say you put money in the hands of good people, they'll do good things with it. You put money in the hands of terrible people, they'll do terrible things. It's like that with magic. It's like that with spirituality. Okay. In terms of something being dark. So dark spirituality, dark magic, dark femininity. Okay. In the hands of people who may not have a certain moral compass or integrity. Okay. Or good intentions, may very well be using dark energy, dark forces for not so great things. It's a character thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this because it deals with the heart. Where's your heart with it? Are you pure with it? Like, are you wanting to understand the secrets of darkness and the mysteries of darkness, which is ultimately yourself, right? So if you're afraid of the dark, and I don't mean this like in like physical reality, like you don't want to go in the room because it's dark. I mean spiritually, beyond the physical. And that might have something to do with it too, to be honest with you. If you have fears of the dark, or if you had fears of the dark like very heavily as a child, and maybe not so now, that might be pointing to something to explore on the psyche side of things, right? Dark psychology, hidden psychology, sacred psychology. Okay, so being afraid of the dark is symbolic itself. But, your mind has to be open. Your third eye has to be activated and open to see beyond the illusion. And illusion, how I've grown to understand illusion, is like, basically there's another way to look at this, right? With the third eye open, first eye for people who know it that way, you can look at things. It's like when you look at something and you turn your head. Like, maybe there's another way to look at this. Maybe there's another way to see this. You do that with the third eye. Illusion is when you can only see something one way, where there might be another way to look at it. That's being under an illusion. Not just in the shadows and being blind or having blind spots, but not seeing multiple perspectives is a block in the third eye. So with darkness, it's not evil unless you have a limited understanding of what darkness is and how evil is, I guess, performed in the world or shown in the world. Because if you have this connotation that darkness is evil, one, you're probably associating that with skin color. Okay. And two, it keeps you away from understanding the mysteries of your life and life existence in general. And so we know when we rise in consciousness or we awaken, we realize people around us may not want to study things or get into things because there's a subconscious fear and block of the dark. Because it's evil. There's something in the consciousness that says it's evil, it's evil. Stay away from it. It's dangerous down there. Don't go down there. But it's like once you open that door, and once you have the curiosity, and I don't recommend getting into anything dark, anything spirituality, magic, whatever, if you have like very prevalent fears, because your psyche has to be of a certain strength, right? You have to have a strong spirit, strong mind to explore and learn certain things and really be truly, genuinely, sincerely open-minded and open-hearted about wanting to know the sciences of darkness, because again, if your morality and integrity isn't right, if you're the type of person who likes to seek revenge, if you're the type of person who likes to get back at people or be manipulative and deceptive, getting into dark anything, all that's going to do is magnetize, because darkness is a feminine aspect, right? So femininity or feminine energy is also a magnetizing aspect. So if you're going to get into darkness, that darkness will magnetize. And if you have darkness within your heart, okay, within your spirit, it's going to magnetize that too. So this is why spiritual work in general, whether you call something light or dark or whatever, is about getting yourself right. That's righteousness, getting yourself right. Where do I stand? Who am I? What am I about? What are my morals? What are my values? What are my standards? Before I get into anything, really, let alone something dark and unknown, you have to know yourself. And that's why the journey is know thyself. And part of knowing thyself is getting into the mystery of you, which requires you to get into the darkness. But you have to know your heart. You have to know your intention. You have to have a pure intention to want to get into dark magic, dark spirituality, or you'll be on the evil side of things. Okay? Or it will seem evil. You know what I mean? What people are doing. But again, with the third eye, you have to be able to perceive it. You'll be able to tell what kind of things are for you and what's not for you. Based on your heart, you have to know yourself. So, I don't know. Maybe somebody needed that, clarity right now, or just, some information about it. And there's plenty of information out there. Don't let this be the only place you ever hear this. There's plenty of information out there, people, videos, books about darkness, dark spirituality, and like occult sciences, okay? But you have to know yourself is the ultimate thing with anything you do, whether you're doing herbal magic, elemental magic, whatever you're doing, it's the matter whether you're doing anything. Man, I cannot emphasize this enough. You knowing yourself and your why. Why do I even want to do it? Why do I want to get into it? What's pulling me? What's luring me? What do I want to know? And I feel the most genuine thing anybody could say is, I just want to know myself. I want to know myself. If I could go into this darkness, this mystery, this void to find out more about myself in relation to this world, I'm going to do it. That's my last quote in my book. Okay. You can check out my ebook if you follow the link in the description. The last quote is, enlightenment isn't what you know about the world. It's what you know about yourself in relation to it. So how you react and respond and interpret and perceive life and reality every day. That's you knowing yourself, right? And what's true for you and what's not, and knowing how to put everything to the side that's not, and detach from things when it comes to, you realizing that you've grown out of certain habits, behaviors, or lifestyles. You just move forward. You know what I'm saying? But you do that, and you come to know that through studying the darkness, the things that you don't know, right? The things that you don't know that you don't know. All right, that dark side. But it's not evil unless that's only the limited perspective that you have of what darkness means. All right, dark isn't just evil. It can be, just like money in the wrong hands can be dangerous, right? Even light in the wrong hands can be dangerous. Truth in the wrong hands can be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna always say it goes back to your heart. Okay, anything you get into and you want to start working on with yourself in your spiritual journey and your spiritual path, your heart and what feels right to you is what matters. All right.